Thank you all very much for this great honor. First of all, I'd like to apologize in advance for this potentially boring speech. The problem is I still coach here, and I can't tell any really cool stories, although I have many, that have happened over the past 18 years because all my bosses are here tonight. And I'm sure they would see the humor tonight, but probably not tomorrow morning when they're dragging my butt into the office. Right, Connie? So no matter how this thing goes tonight, please just remember I'm not nearly as lame as I look right now. It all goes back to my job interview some 18 years ago that I can talk about. I came down here in midsummer, about 100 degrees out, and I walked straight out onto the pool deck to watch diving practice. And of course, I had on the only suit that I owned. It was black, it was wool, full vest, and a tie up to here. Needless to say, I looked a little bit out of place with all the sunbathers, and I was absolutely dripping in sweat. I remember feeling like I was going to pass out when this student came up to me and started telling me how great the university was, how much he loved being an athlete here. It turns out the guy was the great quarterback, Craig Erickson. It's back when he was in school, and he was hanging out by the pool. And I'll never forget what he told me, even though I was having a stroke at the time, that the athletes here feel so close, they feel like family, that the athletes have a us against them, against the world mentality, and that brings the athletes closer together. It's a very special place and makes them stronger, and I love that attitude, and I knew right then and there that this is the place I wanted to be. Then I met with athletic director Sam Jankovic. I guess that went pretty well, because after our little chat, he punched me in the stomach and said, "I like you." A few minutes later, he offered me the job, and we were talking about salary. The offer came in just a little bit below a scholarship, which is what the divers were getting. My wife Karen and I were supposed to fly up to Gainesville the next morning. The Gators were also looking for a diving coach. And that evening, we were talking about how the day had gone, and I was like, let's see. I'd almost passed out from the heat. The athletic director punched me in the gut, and I was offered 3/4 of a scholarship for a salary. And we decided we loved this place, and we definitely wanted to be here. Thank you. That evening, I called the Gators up and told them to cancel my trip. I didn't even want to come the next day. And nothing feels better than that, believe me, because they tried to talk me into coming, and all I kept saying is, I want to be a Hurricane. I want to be a Hurricane. 18 years later, Craig Erickson couldn't have been more right on. This is a very special place. But before I got here, already had things rolling. We had a world-class tradition, and it was started by Tom Gump, who's here tonight. Thanks for coming. Olympic medalist Melissa Briley was the first woman to get a scholarship here at in any sport. Great diver and Hall of Fame member. The greatest diver of all time, Greg Louganis, also was a Hurricane. And Hall of Fame diver Lenny Leyland, who's also my best friend and here tonight, thinks he was the best diver of all time. Actually, he was number 3. But the tradition here was huge when I got here, and I've always felt a tremendous responsibility and a little bit of pressure to keep things going and maintain that reputation. I'd like to give a special thanks to Paul D., the athletic director. He's always understood the history of our team and the value of having a men's diving team, which we still have. And I want everybody to know that the men's diving team is about to reemerge as one of the very best in this sport. Thank you very much, Paul. I also want to give a quick thanks to all the support staff within the university athletic department and to my great assistant diving coach, Dario DeFazio, who's here tonight. Together, we've helped shape many incredible student athletes, and that is what I'm very, very proud of. It's how these kids have turned out. So this is the greatest honor of my life, being inducted into the UM Hall of Fame. I do feel a little uncomfortable about it for two reasons. First of all, I'm not done yet. I don't think I'm done yet, unless Connie has something to tell me. Usually, aren't you retired before you get these sort of awards? Well, anyway, I want you all to know I'm very driven to continue to have the very best team in the country and bring many more NCAA champions to this school and Olympians. The second reason I'm a little uncomfortable about it is that a coach is only as good as his athletes. And we've been so fortunate to have some of the greatest divers in the history of this sport attend UM. In fact, I look forward to many of them joining me up here in the very near future and joining the Hall of Fame. Some of them are here tonight. Robbie Dalton Easton, who also has 5 beautiful boys who are future Hurricanes. Brian Ramos, Chris Mantilla, Brian Galuli, Betsy Gervin McMillan, Christina Ramos Wilson, all national champions. And I want you all to know that you guys are the reason I'm standing up here tonight, you and your teammates, and thank you for coming. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, Karen, and awesome daughters, Charlotte and Samantha, for the sacrifices that go along with me being in this crazy profession, mucho travel. It has been a great run so far. I'm not done yet. It's great to be a Hurricane. Go Canes!